Welcome to Football with Cheese. Sorry, it's been 8 days since I made a video. I was going to switch platforms to another one. Turns out it's not a good fit for me. It's hard to edit. And the way I do videos is I usually talk for 15-20 minutes and then cut out a third of it or even half of it. I keep the good stuff. And I didn't want to have to keep starting over. That's basically what you have to do in the other platforms. So I'm back here. Don't worry, we're going to do 3 or 4 videos this week at least. Instead of doing the recaps and the previews, I'm going to focus more on teams. News and notes, what's going on, the state of the franchise, maybe even go back years to see what's been happening. We're going to be positive today. A lot of my deep dives are in teams that are just really bad, find out why. We're going to be positive on Victory Monday, if your team won. And we're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers. Because what I saw in that second half was incredible. And let's just get right into it. But make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell for notification. Mike, my buddy on the Lights Out podcast, every Tuesday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Loves stats, and there's going to be a lot of stats in this video. You're also doing a watch-along tonight, starting, I believe, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, for the World Series Game 3. It's tied 1-1 between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Let's just get right into it. There's so much to talk about. I guess we'll talk about Jordan Love first. He was 29 of 37 for 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He also was not sacked. I actually recorded a preview video, and it was just a mess. The camera wasn't good. It was on the other platform, so I had to ditch it. But I talked about whichever team got better pass rush was probably going to win, and the Steelers did not get enough pass rush. Micah Parsons had another incredible game. He got a sack where he was basically triple-teamed or double-teamed twice, I guess. 3 guys tried to block him. And Rashawn Gary got 2 sacks. Both of them, Micah Parsons actually got there first, and Gary was able to get the sack. But what Jordan Love did last night was incredible. There's so many stats. Where do I start? Let's just go with Sunday Night Football. In his career, this is his stats. In the prime time. 72.9% completion, 1,562 yards, 15 touchdowns, no picks, 125 passer rating on Sunday Night Football. Unfreaking believable. He had just a tremendous game, a tremendous second half. And Rex Ryan, I'll have to see what he says. I don't watch NFL Live. Who does? Who watches ESPN? Unless there's a game on. He said, I'm not a fan of Jordan Love, and I'll never be. He said something like that last week. What an idiot. I wonder if Jordan Love saw that. What a complete moron. And he completed 20 consecutive passes. Jordan Love did. At one point. If it wasn't for a Tucker Kraft drop, it would have been more. God, that was a terrible drop on third down. Everything else from Tucker Kraft was amazing. We're about to talk about that. But I'm going to go over all the quarterbacks in NFL history. I'm going to list them here. That completed 20 passes, threw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, no sacks. All of that in the same game. Okay, here is the list. Jordan Love. Okay, that's the list. Just an unbelievable performance. Pretty much perfect in the second half. There was, I think, 2 incompletions that one was a throwaway. One wasn't maybe his best throw, but it wasn't ever going to be intercepted. But other than that, it was just absolutely perfect in the game. And if you watch my preview video, which never got published, I talked about how this game was as important for Jordan Love as it was for Aaron Rodgers. The narrative was Aaron Rodgers trying to beat the Packers. But trust me, Jordan Love wanted to beat his mentor as much as Aaron Rodgers wanted to win this game. And he showed up. And the Packers showed up for him. The first half was awful. They came out flat, some 3-and-outs. It was awful. There was 3 drops. It wasn't really Jordan Love's fault. They couldn't run the ball. It was really bad. Keyshawn Nixon had as bad a first half from a corner as you can have. Luckily, Carrington Valentine played really well. By the way, swapping out Nate Hobbs for Carrington Valentine was a great move. Hobbs was the other outside corner besides Nixon. And Valentine's just a better player. And one of the most improved players on the Packers this year. His biggest issue was tackling. I think that's why they signed Nate Hobbs and why he was on the bench. And now it's a strength. He tackled really well in this game, and he's definitely their best corner in man coverage, which is where they struggle. So Valentine Made a great play against Metcalf in the end zone, knocking the ball away. He's probably their best corner. I didn't even have him in the notes to talk about, but he played really well. Christian Watson is back. He changes the offense. He is not a great player. He's not ever going to put up consistent stats. He has been inconsistent in his career, and he's not always healthy. But when he's out there, he's got so much talent. He's tall, 6'4", and he's fast. And you saw him make that play down the field. But you have to know where he is because of the talent, the speed. And a lot of times Matt LaFleur will use him to clear out that deep safety, which allows the middle of the field or the seam to be open for players like Romeo Doubs or Tucker Kraft or someone like that. So having him back changes the offense. And you saw how good the offense was, especially in the second half. Love had a perfect quarterback rating when throwing to Kraft or to Watson. Tucker Kraft is the best tight end in the NFL, in my opinion. He's the best tight end in the NFL. He's definitely the best after the catch. He's a good blocker. Thank you, Chris Collinsworth, for pointing that out. No one talks about his blocking. Screw the PFF grades. They have no idea what they're talking about. They hate Tucker Kraft, but he's such a good receiver. He's a freak after the catch. He's so athletic. He's just an absolute beast. No one can tackle him. Poor Juan Thornhill, the safety for the Steelers. He just couldn't tackle him. Juan Thornhill, he's a decent player. He just can't tackle Tucker Kraft, but no one can. Kraft had 128 yards after the catch in the game. Not 128 total yards. After the catch. If you count behind the line of scrimmage, because he caught a few passes behind the line and ran, and it was actually 131. So, insane how good he is. He got 9 targets, caught 7 balls, should have caught 8, dropped that 1 ball. But I have bitched about this and bitched about this. If you watch all my videos, I have been so mad at Matt LaFleur for many reasons, but more so for not getting Tucker Kraft the ball more. He finally did it. He did it in week 2. He did it against the Steelers here. But he's had games where he gets 2 or 3 targets. He has to be featured and part of the game plan. You saw in that game last night how good he can be. Incredible player. Yeah, they'll extend him at the end of the season, but I think overall he is the best tight end in the NFL. Yes. Brock Bowers has been kind of hurt, but, he's a better blocker than Brock Bowers. Emmanuel Wilson had a better game than Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs had a real good play on the touchdown. What I think they're doing, and don't freak out, Josh Jacobs fantasy owners, what I think they're doing is he's got a calf. Didn't seem to bother him last week. Wasn't having the best game this week. Let's rest him. We've already had the bye. We need Josh Jacobs down the stretch in the playoffs. So we're going to play Emmanuel Wilson a little bit more. And he's a good backup. And he did really well in this game. So that's all it's about. It's not we're going to split carries like a lot of teams do. Jacobs is still the guy, but it's about managing his workload going forward, and I agree with what they did there. God, there's so many things more I can talk about, but Green Bay they need to play a complete game. They've had unbelievable halves this season, the first half against the Lions, first half against the Commanders, second half against the Cardinals, second half against Steelers. They've never put a full, complete game together. They need to figure that out. But when they play like they did in the second half, they're the best team in the NFL. Are they the best team in the NFL? Probably not. Probably the Colts right now. But when they play their best, they are the best team in the NFL. And Jordan Love, if you look at his stats compared to Aaron Rodgers, first 40 games, almost identical every stat. And one more stat I'll throw at you. Most games throwing multiple touchdown passes with 0 interceptions in your first 40 starts. The NFL record is Patrick Mahomes at 19. Second place, Jordan Love, 16. 16 of his 40 starts. 2 touchdowns or more, 0 interceptions. Second all time. Yeah, Jordan Love's a bad quarterback. He's not that great. Give me a break. He's amazing. Wow. Great win for the Packers. They get Carolina home next week, so that's good. Okay. So, I have a lot more notes. This is getting kind of long. I want to try to keep these videos around 10 minutes. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for notification. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps out the channel. Share this with anyone who loves football. I cover all 32 teams, college football, and the NFL draft. I have a Bengals video. It's probably my next one coming up, so look out for that. Lights Out podcast every Tuesday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific with my buddy Mike. Watch along tonight. Make sure you come out. We'll talk a lot of baseball. We'll talk some football as well. Probably college football. We always seem to talk a lot of college football with me and Mike. He's a big college football fan, just like me. Link in the description for both of those. If you have not, check these out, and I'll see you in the next video.